Hey everyone, this is Debbie Henderson from Debbie's Designs. Hold on, I wanted to make sure my volume was working. So welcome everyone. This is my weekly tea time and a card. And I'm actually going to be making 3 cards with you tonight using a one sheet wonder. What I wanted to announce starting on July 3rd, so 2 days from now, if you're watching this live, we have for every $50 you spend on an order, you get a $5 coupon. And then you'll be able to redeem those coupons on your August orders. So this is every $50. So if you buy $100, you get 2 coupons. And those are usually emailed to you. So make sure you look for the email because it has a redemption code that you'll need to copy and paste in your August order. So tonight I am using a one sheet wonder. This is the one I'm using. If you're on Facebook, I'll try to put a photo of this for you. And the designer paper, I want to show you the designer paper I'm using. So if you are a designer paper hoarder, I know a lot of you guys are, I'm not. This is the best way to use some of your designer paper because you just need a 6x6 piece to make 3 cards. So I'm using Wildly Flowering. I want to first tell you the colors in this paper. Crumb Cake, Early Espresso, Misty Moonlight, Moody Mauve, Mossy Meadow, and Wild Wheat. So you have 6 colors, and they all have beautiful flower images on them. I'm trying to remember. I didn't show you the cards yet. This is the one, I'm going to show you the finished cards. I use this one for my finished cards. And then I'm using this one tonight to show you the 3 other cards. These are all of the patterns. You can see how pretty this paper is. Again, 6 colors. And then I'm going to flip over and show you the plain side. So there's your Crumb Cake. Misty Moonlight, there's 2 sheets. And then Moody Mauve, there's 2 sheets. And then the Wild Wheat. So there's the designer paper. If you're interested in purchasing this, and if you're going to place an order on Wednesday with the coupons, it's item number 163323. Okay, so like I said, we start out with a 6x6 piece. I'm going to show you how to cut it. And we're going to end up with 3 cards. Now, these are quick cards that I did. You can make them as complicated as you want. Because what I'm mostly showing you tonight is how to cut your designer paper to make 3 cards. So all of the cards use the same sentiment, the same designer paper. That's what they look like. I'm actually using 3 stamp sets. I'm using Market Goodness for the Thanks a Bunch, Irresistible Blooms for the little dotted image that you see in the background, and then Planted Paradise. I'm using this long little dotted image that you see on the top of the sentiment layer. So let me show you what I did. So I knew I was making 3 cards with you tonight, and then I completed 3 cards. So all I did was to do the whole 6 cards, I cut in half, 8.5 by 11, cut it at 4 1/4. So I have 2 pieces scored at 5 1/2. So you can see these are these 2 cards. And then this one is going in a different orientation. So again, I cut it in half the other way. So this one is 8.5 by 5 1/2, scored at 4 1/4. So let me just move these aside for a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and fold all of my card bases because we're kind of doing production style. Okay, so these, and this is all thick basic white that I used. I'm going to show you my other layers. Now on these cards, I used Wild Wheat for the little strip plus the background layer. These are, I think they're 3 by 3. Let me make sure. Oh, actually 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. Early Espresso. And then I have my 3 strips. This one is 5 1/2 by 1/2 inch, and 2 4 1/4 by 1/2 inch. And then this fits, yeah, you know what? I cut these backwards. I'm just realizing. Because these are supposed to be 3 by 3. Did I cut these ones right? I just need to cut. Let me grab Early Espresso. I cut them. I ended up layering those on my white rather than making them bigger. So it's supposed to be 3 by 3. So you need 3 pieces, 3 by 3. And this should fit on the inside, not the outside. One more. I feel like I'm so rusty. Okay, 3 by 3 and 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. 3 of each. And now I'm going to show you how to cut the designer paper. So if you follow your sheet here, 6 by 6, you're going to start out by cutting this cut right here at 4 1/4. So I'm going to go ahead and place that at 4 1/4. We're going to cut this one in half at 3. So there's your 2 pieces for 2 of the cards. And we're just going to cut off a little strip on the bottom here. So this is going to be 5 1/2. And this is the only piece you're wasting. If you are a designer paper hoarder, you might use this. I don't. I'm just going to throw that away. And then I'm going to start gluing all of my pieces. So I need, let me see which way. These cards are opening this way. This one is actually going to go, let me put them all here so you guys can see which ones I'm working. So I'm going to do this one. We're going to add this strip you can see on the bottom. I'm going to go ahead and glue that. I'm going to glue all of the designer papers first. That's going to go way on the bottom. You could put it on top if you wanted. That's what's beautiful about this. You put it where you want. So there's that one. And then I did one on the top and one on the bottom. You could also turn these cards this way or that way if you wanted to. So if you need 3 quick cards, this is the way to do it. Okay, we're going to put that at the top. So that's this one. And I got one more. We're going to put this one at the bottom. I say I'm not a designer paper hoarder because I try to keep up with the catalog. So as something retires, I usually cut it up and give it away to my customers for thank you gifts. Okay, now we're going to glue the 1/2 inch strips right above the designer paper. There's one. I find that rather than going this way, it's easier sometimes to just do half, flip it, and do the other half. This one's going to go below. And then this one's going to go above. Okay, so there's my 3 card bases with 2 of the layers. Now I'm going to go ahead and do the stamping. So let me move these up just a little so you guys can still see. And you can see that I did the little dots in the background before I added the sentiment. And what I did with that, I didn't want it to blend too much with the background. So I actually stamped on scrap paper first. Let me put these. So we're going to do crumb cake. Stamp in the middle 3 times. Okay, there's my, so you can see how much lighter this is by doing it on scrap paper first. That way you can still see the sentiment peeking through. Now we're going to use Moody Mauve. I'm going to put that right in the middle. There's 1, 2, and 3. And I'm going to flip these over. We're going to do dimensionals on all 3. You could use different sentiments if you wanted to. I just opted to do all 3 with the same one. And you guys, I can't really look at my iPad. It's only got 5% charge. I forgot to charge it and it keeps going out on me while it's charging. So if you have any questions, I'll go back and read after my video. Okay, so now we're just going to glue these in the center of each panel. And you can see that the early espresso really makes that layer stand out. You could have used, or I could have used Moody Mauve, Misty Moonlight, any of the 6 colors that I mentioned at the beginning of the video. Wild Wheat was the color I used on the first set of cards. Oh, a lot of you are saying I can see you a little bit. A lot of you are saying you like the quick cards. I do too. I'm going to add dimensionals one more time. I glued the sentiment layer flat on my first set. I wanted to see what a difference this would be by popping twice. And I like one-sheet wonders. They're easy. And like I said, a great way to use up your designer paper. Okay, let's move these over. We're going to do this card first. I'm going to get my little dotted image ready. And I'm going to do, this one is about 3/4 of an inch from the bottom. I'm going to use Moody Mauve and put that right below. Okay, there's that one. Now I'm going to do this one. This one's going to go pretty much right in the middle. And again, we're going to do, see, just that little tiny image adds a lot to the top. There's number 2. Let me put these together. And here's my last one. So you can see how quickly I'm doing these cards. I know you guys always say I'm quick anyway. Okay, there's my last one. You could add some bling if you wanted to. You could add ribbon. And just a little tip. On my Stampin' Ink Designs group, for those of you watching, every month I do a creative challenge and then I pick a name at the end of the month and somebody wins something from my stash. This is going to be the creative challenge. So if you go ahead and do these, make sure you take pictures. And on the 15th of the month, I will load the challenge and you can add your pictures. Okay, let me just put these. You can see the 2 different designer paper patterns. So this gives you like a 15-day start to get your cards done for the creative challenge. And I hope you'll participate. Oh, my video is a little crooked. And I will pick a name tomorrow for a set of these 3 cards. So anybody that comments, your name will be entered into a drawing. So thanks so much for joining me, everyone. I will see you next week. Happy 4th of July. Have a safe holiday week. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.